Sorry about that. I have my construction paper long ways, or I should say horizontal. And I'm going to take the top and fold it towards the bottom. I'm going to match up the edges. And then I'm going to make a crease. So now it's like a flap, right? So then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut the crease side, not the open side, but the crease side. You're gonna cut strips. So don't start here at the beginning. Move it over a little bit, and we're gonna cut and stop. Don't cut all the way, because then that piece is gonna fall off. Stop about a little bit towards the end of the paper. And then we're gonna move over again, and cut and stop before you reach the end of the paper. And repeat that. Don't forget to stop. And it's okay if your strips aren't the same width or the same size. It's fine, it'll still work. So move over, cut and stop. 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 Okay. And then we're going to open our paper, smooth it out, and either take a pencil or I'm going to use a white crayon so you guys can see. But you see how each strip kind of looks like, I don't know, like a road? We're going to label these. So my first one, we're going to do 1, 1, 1, all the way down. And then my second strip, or my second road, we're going to do 2, 2, 2. My next one, we're going to go back to number 1. 1, 1, 1. And then go back to 2. 2, 2, 2. And do that all the way through your paper. Okay. So now let's set this aside and let's get our main picture. It's either a magazine picture or a picture you drew. So now I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to cut strips all the way through my paper. Now it's okay if the strips are not equal or not the same width. That's fine. So I'm going to cut my first one. And then I'm going to keep this in order. I'm going to set this aside, but I'm going to keep them in order so we can still see our picture. So match that up next to the first one and keep on going. And it's okay if they're not straight as an arrow, perfectly straight, that's okay. Mine are kind of uneven, and that's fine. Okay, so I have my pieces in order. See, you can still see the picture. I'm gonna scoot this down a little bit. And now I'm gonna get my background paper. So, now I'm gonna take my first strip of paper, for my example it's the top of his head, and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to lift up the first strip, the first road, and I'm going to insert my paper through that first one, and I'm gonna pick up the next number 1. Ignore number 2, we're doing number 1s right now. Lift up number 1 and insert the paper through. See it popping through? Ignore number 2 and go find the next number 1. Lift it up, move it through, lift up the next number 1, and move that through. And then I'm gonna scoot my strip as far up as I can. Okay. Now I'm going to take my second strip, I'm going to turn it over. This time we're going to do number 2. So I'm not going to lift up number 1, I'm going to lift up number 2. And I'm gonna scoot my paper in, pull it through, lift up the next number 2, scoot my paper in, pull it through, the next number 2, scoot my paper in, pull it through, and my next number 2. Even though it's at the end, I still gotta lift it up and scoot my paper through. And then you scoot it up with your fingers, push it up. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Until it's nice and snug. Okay, next strip. Turn it over. Now we just did number 2, so what number's next? 1, we're going back to 1. So even though 1's on the end, we still gotta lift it up. Slide the paper through. Lift up number 1. Slide the paper through. Lift up number 1. Slide the paper through. And lift up number 1. Slide the paper through. And scoot it up. Scoot, scoot. Okay, and repeat. Next strip of paper, turn it over. This time we're doing number 2. Now, if you start, let's say I'm about to put this through my last number 2. Let's say I lift my number 2. Now watch this strip. I lift it up, oh, and it accidentally went under. Then what I want you to do is just grab it and bring it back to the front. Okay, so my last strip for number 2 still has to go under. And scoot it up. And I think I have room for one more. Now, if you get to the bottom and you don't think a strip can fit there, what you can do is you can take the next strip and you can trim it a little bit. You can cut it some more so that it's skinnier, so that it can fit through the last section. Does that make sense? So, I'm looking at my paper, my blue paper, and I think I still have some pretty big room, so I don't think I have to trim this one. So I'm going to turn it over, and I just did number 1 up here, so, oh wait, no, I did number 2. So now I'm going to lift number 1 and scoot it in. And when you get towards the bottom, it gets harder to lift up the number 1s and number 2s. So you got to try to lift it up as best as you can and slide the paper through. And scoot it up. Now here's what I'm talking about. There's a little bit more room, there's a little gap, but I know that my next strip is thicker, is wider than my gap. So what I can do is I can trim it and make it skinny so that it can fit in that last little section. Let's try it out. Okay, don't forget to turn it over. Let's see if this will work. See, now it's getting tight to grab the paper through. There we go. Oh wait, there we go. If you can't fit another strip of paper in the last spot, that's fine. But if you want to try, you can. See, even Miss T has a hard time doing it. All right, scoot it up. Now for the big reveal. Awesome. We have the picture, and we have our paper weaving. I think it looks pretty good. Awesome job, guys. Remember to pause the video if you need more time, or even ask a sibling or a family member to help you out. Have fun, guys. Stay safe.